Everyone likes spending their money on actual travel, so saving some money on gear can be super tempting. But is it worth it? After all, it could cost more if that cheap bag rips halfway through your trip and you have to replace it. Since everyone really liked the first version of this video, we are back with another one. We pitted expensive gear against cheap counterparts to see what's worth the extra money and where you can save a little, starting with tech. Since it's not always easy finding a plug when you're out exploring, we like bringing along a battery bank that can do it all. We already tested the Sling Quattro for our Apple Watch, iPhone, and AirPods, but we wanted to know if something that costs half as much works just as well. In our testing of the technical performance, the Sling came out on top in pretty much every category. It charged everything 26% faster on average, but you can take a look at the screen to see how all of that breaks down. On the other hand, there are a few different benefits to this cheaper version, which we'll get into detail a little bit later. These 10,000 milliamp batteries are both plastic, but we like the chrome accents on the Sling because they make it look a little bit more premium. They also both have LED light indicators, which is really great so that you know your devices are charging. However, they're a little bit more useful on this cheaper version, we think, because the blue light is really bright against that white case, and there's even a little indicator to tell you which device is charging. Each has a 2.5 watt charger for an Apple Watch. You have to lay the watch flat on the Sling, which isn't as great if you have a solo loop, since those aren't able to lay flat. However, with the cheaper version, there's a circle that pops up so you can actually rest your watch on its side instead on top of the device. We also like that helps unclutter your workspace because instead of the straps dangling off the side, it'll be all contained on top of your actual charger. And since this cheaper version has an extra 0.5 watt hours, you can get an extra half charge on an Apple Watch compared to the Sling. This cheaper one also has magnets that locks your phone into place so that it's easy to find where you actually need to place your phone on top to get it to charge. With the Sling, we noticed that it was a little bit difficult to find where that actual location was, and it slipped around a little bit more. So in terms of security, this cheap one does it better. They both have wireless charging capabilities, but with the Sling, it has a QI wireless charger of 5 watts, which is really only designed for small accessories like AirPods. Meanwhile, the cheaper version has a 15 watt wireless charger, which can work for your iPhone as well. Each of them also has ports where you can plug in a device. The Sling Quattro has a USB-A charging port, plus an 18 watt USB-C PD charger and input to plug it in while it's powering other devices. But you're going to need a cord to quick charge your phone, unlike with this cheaper one. In addition to stronger wireless charging, it has a 20 watt lightning input and an 18 watt USB-C input, giving you options for recharging. With all of this in mind, the Sling performed a lot better when it came down to the actual mechanics of charging. However, it's also double the cost, so if you want to save a little bit of money with the features that you get on this cheaper version, we think it's still a really great option. Before we get into comparing cables, let's talk about this video's sponsor, Incogni. They save you time and money by tracking down your data online and removing it so it stays safe. I rarely think twice about entering my personal information to snag a deal or a travel reward, but nearly every company wants a name, email, and phone number. You may not know they've turned around and sold your information to data brokers who sell it again until you're dealing with scammy texts and emails at home or on a trip. Over the past few months, Incogni found my information on 148 sites and has gotten it taken off of 105. It would take me so long to do that myself. They keep working as long as you have the service, handling any objections, keeping you posted on their progress, and following up when brokers inevitably get a hold of your information again. Watching that number tick up as the months go on has been really satisfying. You can save 60% off an annual plan with code PACKHACKER when you sign up for Incogni at the link in the description below. Then, get back to snagging travel deals without worrying about the safety of your information. Now, let's get back to it. Even if you're going the wireless charging route, we recommend bringing a couple of cables. Or you can bring one cable that charges everything. But the question is, do you really need to splurge on one? In our testing, the Anchor cable performed almost exactly the same as the ON cable. So why do you need a 3-in-1 cable anyway? Tech isn't yet universal, so you're going to need more than just a USB-C cable to charge all of your devices. With a 3-in-1 cable, you get multiple port types so that you can charge each of those devices without bringing multiple cables along. But the downside is that you can't charge multiple devices at the same time if you only have one cable. That's mainly only a disadvantage if you want to charge multiple devices overnight or if you have a few things that die at the same time. If you're really worried about it, you can always just bring a second 3-in-1 cable. It's still less cables than you would bring if you brought a cable for every single device. On the surface, these two cords are largely the same. Both are USB-A to USB-C, micro USB, and Lightning. However, we do wish they had an option for USB-C to USB-C. USB-A is becoming a lot less relevant, so you'll need a dongle if you're going to be charging from newer devices like MacBooks. Or you can just make sure that your wall charger has at least one USB-A port, and most of them do if they have multiple. We have both of these cables in the 3-foot option. This length is really good for charging a phone or a small device on a tabletop or a bedside table. But we like longer cables for charging a laptop because it gives us more reach from a plug to our workspace. You never really know where a plug is going to be located in a coffee shop if you're working remotely, and you don't want to get stuck against a wall. Only On has a 6-foot option at this time, but both cables perform well enough that if length is your biggest concern, you can't go wrong with this one. The main difference you can see with both cables is the material. On is braided, but Anchor is not. We prefer braided cables because they add durability, are way less likely to fray, and they just feel better in hand overall. They almost feel premium by default. But looks aren't always everything. You have to take a close look at how they actually perform. And in this case, these two cables are essentially the same. We didn't see any major differences in the performance between both of them. Neither of these options are going to break the bank, so if you're looking to save some extra cash, you can't go wrong with this On option. Universal cables are handy, but slings are even more useful. They're great for carrying the gear that could weigh down your pockets while you're out exploring. But what are you getting by paying more? In the case of these two slings, the Track's build quality sets it apart. This max top waist pack belt bag looks a lot like the Track Banana crossbody bag because they have a similar waist pack style and the zipper runs across the whole front. But you can really feel the difference when you get them both in hand. The Track is handmade in Scotland with a dry finish wax canvas for the exterior and the liner, a cotton webbing strap, and this unique stainless steel buckle. It feels premium even in comparison to other slings we've tested, and we really like the heritage aesthetic of this wax canvas. And the thicker material holds its shape even when the bag is overstuffed or too empty, so you never end up with a lumpy or saggy look. Plus, it has AquaGuard style YKK zippers, so my gear is protected if I get caught in the rain. On the other hand, this Made in China max top is polyester inside and out. While it's also water resistant, it does feel a lot cheaper. It's a little rougher and it has a crunchy sound to it that is really prominent when you're grabbing your gear in and out. Even the brand logo looks cheaper and it has a big plastic buckle that's uncomfortable if it ends up at your back as you sit down. You do have a few more organization options with this cheaper version, primarily this front zippered pocket. However, both bags have rear pockets for your passport and extra cash, and then in the main compartment, each has an extra pocket or two for organization, along with a place to clip your keys. And while we don't particularly find this feature useful, the Max Top does have a place to feed through headphone cords or a charging cable. We just don't use things with cables enough to really justify that as a selling point. So if you're on the fence about slings or you really think you'll only need it for one trip, you can definitely get away with this cheaper option. But if you want something that will last you, we really dig the Track for its durability and aesthetics. I'm not sure if I'm as willing to take a chance on something that I'm going to be carrying my gear in across the globe, though. So this is a good time to take a look at some packing cubes. Much like the slings, the cubes in this Amazon Basics set feel a lot cheaper than those from Peak Design. The mesh is rough to the touch and the ripstop polyester is really crinkly, which isn't a huge deal since they're just hanging out in your bag, but there's something to be said for gear that just feels good. Plus, the Peak Design Cubes material serves a unique purpose. It's a self-healing recycled blend of nylon and polyester that feels super soft, and it's designed so that if you get a hole in it on the road, it will fix itself instead of ripping more. Plus, Peak Design uses YKK zippers, which we love to see on packing cubes because we find them super reliable. And you need trustworthy zippers because of the unique way you open these cubes. Just pull the Hypalon tabs apart and it opens nice and easy. While that's convenient for quickly getting to your gear, there is a risk that things could spill out if you're not careful. However, we've never had any issues with that, and we're able to get the cubes closed even when they're overstuffed. We also like that these Peak Design cubes have compression zippers. That means you can contain bulkier gear to take up less space in your travel backpack. However, if they break on a trip, you lose that compression, which is kind of a big deal if you fit everything in your bag just right and need that compression to get everything home. We've been using these cubes for years though and have never had any problems. Amazon Basics has unbranded zippers and lacks compression. Your gear is going to take up much more room in these cubes than in the Peak Design. Of course, you get 4 cubes for about $20 on Amazon Basics, while the full set of Peak Design cubes is almost $100. Amazon's set includes a small cube, medium cube, longer, skinnier cube, and one very large cube. Meanwhile, Peak Design's small is long and skinny, similar to the one from Amazon. Their medium is a little bit larger than the Amazon medium, and they have a shoe pouch available as well. But that's it, and we've sometimes found ourselves wishing for something a little in between. The large will take up nearly all of the available space in your bag, but it could be useful to pack outfits together and stay organized in a suitcase. We've used the Amazon Basics for a long time and they've held up well, but are they better than the more expensive Peak Design? Definitely not. But they're an incredible value, so if you want to save money or you don't want to spend that money on packing cubes, then they're a really great option. And if you're looking for cheap toiletry bottles, you can find them just about anywhere. We've seen packs like this in dollar stores, in Target, and Walmart, where we actually picked up this Equate set. You get 8 pieces for $4. So I initially didn't have really high expectations for these since they looked and felt so cheap right out the gate. Everything is plastic, and it came with a few bottles I had no use for, like the spray bottle. Instead, I would have preferred something like another lotion bottle instead. You can buy individual bottles to customize the set, but I think the beauty is that you pay $4 for pretty much everything you need. It even comes with a 311 bag, but I have to say that it is complete garbage. My tube of sunscreen started poking a hole in it almost immediately, and the zipper top broke on one of the first times I used it. And even though I was able to reattach it, every single time I think it's fixed, it just breaks again. That said, after a few trips of using these bottles, I don't hate them quite as much. I love the little tubs for creams and medication, and the set included stickers so I can label what's in each container. While the bottles aren't sturdy and are just kind of meh, they get the job done. I don't think that they're going to last particularly long, but that bothers me more from an eco-friendly standpoint than the fact that I'm going to have to spend $4 to buy another one. On the other hand, we have the GoTube Plus from Human Gear, which we've used for years here at Pack Hacker. They're made with food-grade silicone, which is super flexible and makes it easy to squeeze out my lotions and shampoo, and I don't feel like the plastic lids will crack at any point. A one-way silicone valve opens only when you put pressure on the tube to prevent spills. Plus, there's a loop lock, which is a little handle you can flip up to come over the cap for added security, or to hang it in the shower if there's not enough shelf space. They come in 3 TSA-approved sizes, but there are also larger sizes if you're going to be checking a bag and want to carry more. And the fun colors make it so that you can easily color code your toiletries, or if you want, you can use a Sharpie to label the caps so you know what's inside. Some people have complained about cracking lids, but we threw these 10 times at a concrete floor and only had a little crack show up by the end. You can buy another cap if you lose it, but the Human Gear warranties the cap if it breaks and will replace it for free. Meanwhile, Walmart isn't standing behind the durability of its bottles, so you're on your own if and when it breaks. In our opinion, this is just another case of getting what you pay for. A set of 3 GoTubes costs between $20 and $30 depending on the size you want. We've had no issues with leaks from either set, so if that's your major concern and you want to save a few bucks, you can always go with the cheaper option. So, what gear are you okay spending less on? Let us know in the comments below. If you missed the first video, click here to watch it, and we'll see you next time.